Number 1. Don't let a driver take you to a jewelry store, tailor, or any other place selling things. There may be the rare exception when you specifically ask, but 9 times out of 10, you'll be taken to a place specifically set up to take advantage of tourists. This could range from being charged too much all the way to being sold fake gold or gems. There are even rare cases of tourists being intimidated or drugged and robbed. Remember, the drivers can be quite persuasive. In the end, they get a kickback for bringing you. There are plenty of legitimate places to shop for anything you can want. Just make sure you choose to shop yourself or get a recommendation from someone you trust. Number 2. No vaping in Thailand. This is illegal and there is just no gray area here. Manufacture, sale, and importation of e-cigarettes is strictly prohibited. You can even be jailed for possession of vape products. If you're traveling to Thailand, leave it at home. The penalty can be up to 30,000 baht, which is a little under $1,000, or 10 years in prison. This is no joke. Number 3. Don't do drugs. This is common sense, but we're going to cover it anyway. Simply because the penalties are extreme. You may think a little marijuana will be harmless. After all, you're on vacation. Besides, it's legal in your home country. The fact is, this is no slap on the wrist crime in Thailand, and you could find yourself in prison. And not one of those resort-style prisons like back home. No, Thai prisons are brutal. There's a chance you get off with a large fine. But don't count on it. This also applies to CBD oil. Note, there is some talk to reform the laws for CBD and marijuana, but as of right now, big no-no. One of the reasons we wanted to touch base on this subject is because despite being illegal, drugs are pretty much readily available. They will be offered to you. Don't do it. Number 4. On the subject of drugs, prescription drugs are allowed if you have a prescription, but only if you have that prescription with you. You're also only allowed a 30-day supply in your possession. Lastly, it needs to be in the original packaging. Even with prescriptions, there are some restrictions, including narcotics, where a permit may be required. Number 5. On a lighter note, don't go without tissue. Toilet paper usage is not widespread in Thailand. Here you find the bum gun, which is pretty much the same as that sprayer on your kitchen sink. Yeah, you know how that works. This is if you're lucky though. The other thing you will find is a bucket or trough of water with something to dip in for the water, maybe a cup or a ladle. Sometimes nothing to dip in to get the water. I think you know where this is going. These methods are arguably better than TP at cleaning, but it can be tricky to use for your first few tries, and you don't want to come out of the restroom all wet. Lastly, be very careful flushing tissue. There are often signs specifically stating not to, but even if there are no signs, it's best just not to flush the toilet paper. Take this serious. Thai plumbing can easily clog from the paper. Their systems were just not designed for it. Now imagine the situation where you're over at a friend's house for dinner and you use the bathroom and clog their toilet. Yeah, just don't do it. So how do you deal with this? Well, yeah, get used to the bum gun basically, because you don't want to be having to not only carry toilet paper everywhere you go, but also have to pack it in, pack it out, if you know what I mean. Thank you for watching.